Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Designs in Ontario, Canada. And welcome to everyone. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. And if you're a subscriber already, welcome back. Today, I'm going to do a couple of cards, well, three, I think. And I've been away for a few weeks helping with grandkids, so I haven't been able to craft very much. And I've really been feeling the withdrawal for crafting. So I thought this is Holiday Monday. It is May, what is it, May 20th. And while I think of it, tomorrow, Tuesday, May 21st, there's actually free shipping if you place an order in Canada over of $100 or more. Yeah, so free shipping on orders of $100 or more. And um, also, I thought I would just mention the new starter kit as well. I just flip down to my desk here so you can see. There we are. Um, so the starter kit typically in Canada is you select $165 of anything that is current on in the catalog or on the website and pay $135 with in Ontario no tax and no shipping. Uh, but for the month of May, there is a starter kit special. Um, so you would still choose your $165 worth of product, anything that you want. If you need a cut and emboss machine, if you need ink, anything, you choose what you need. And Stampin' Up! Will give you all of this. And these are the new in colors. So you get an in color ink pad, full size ink pads, a starter kit of the in color paper. I think there's 4 sheets of each. I'd have to double check that one. And then a package of 6x6 designer series paper, which I just had here. It's this one here, which you can see mine is well loved already. I think I'm about halfway through it. I'll be ordering another one. And then you also get the water based markers, the Stampin' Right markers, uh, all free. So when you place your starter order, this will automatically go into your box, and you'll also receive catalogs and a couple of other things in your starter kit. But that doesn't mean that you have to, let me go back to my main camera here. That doesn't mean that you have to do what I do and do videos or do classes or run workshops or anything like that. You just be a hobby demonstrator and enjoy your 20% off of whatever you want. If you choose for the free shipping thing of it, I'm jumping all over the place. If you choose to purchase a subscription for Paper Pumpkin of 3, 6, or 12 months, that will go towards your $100 before taxes to qualify for the free shipping. So that's a really good deal as well. Anyway, so if any of that interests you, or you'd like more information, feel free to reach out to me at lisa@crittersinc.com or crittersinc@gmail.com. What else? So what we're doing today is I'm offering you a free class, meaning, it's free to watch. But if you decide to place an order between now and Friday, let me see what's the date on Friday here. Friday, May the 24th, which is normally longer than I would normally do, but this is the first time I'm doing this, so a little bit of leeway. If you place an order of $60 or more between now and Friday, I will send you the card kits for the 3 cards that we're making here today. And the paper will be all pre-cut for you. Now, the only thing I can't do is I can't do your stamping and I can't do your die cutting. So if there's something that you like and you want to make the cards, exactly the same way that I do, then you'd need to purchase either the dies or the stamps or the bundle. But you will receive the all everything else that you need to make those 3 cards. So let me know. Um, yeah, so if you place an order, I cannot talk today. I just don't know. So if you place an order of $60 or more between now and Friday, that's what you'll receive. And if you place an order of $75 or more, I will throw in a little package of embellishments. And also, I want to thank everybody who took advantage of my birthday sale a couple of weeks ago. Uh, that ended on the 15th. I turned 70 on April 29th and had a little birthday sale. So if you were one of the wonderful patrons who placed an order during that week, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started. I'm going to flip down to my desk here. So here is one of the cards that we're going to be making. So I was fiddling around and I made these using the new designer series paper. Oh, sorry, one more thing. So if you're placing an order this week, in order to qualify for the card kits for the free class, please use my host code. You can take a screenshot of that if you like. I appreciate it. But in order to qualify for the card kits, you do need to use the host code, okay? Um, anyway, so let's get that out of the way. So these are the new in colors. And we have here, this one is Shy Shamrock. Um, oh, I can't remember what this one's called. Let's see. Summer Splash. Isn't that pretty? Um, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. Now, Pretty in Pink apparently was a color several years ago, um, but not since I've been around. But this color has come back, and it's really pretty. This is the first time that they've brought in colors where I like every single one of them. Just love them. So this is the first card that we're going to do. You can see here I've also used the matching in color shimmer. Aren't they beautiful? Sorry, my allergies are absolutely the pits today, and I'm forever clearing my throat. That's the Pretty in Pink. I just love that. And I'm not really a pink person, but I gotta tell you, that is really nice. And then here's the Shy Shamrock. So let's get started. So to do this, excuse me, um, let's see. I have my card base. So this one is the Petunia Pop. And I also have a piece of basic white. Let me just get my notes here. Basic white, which is 3¼ by 4½. That's going to sit there. And then I have 2 pieces of the designer series paper, the 6x6, of the same color but 2 different designs that are 1½ by 4¼ and then I just put them together like this and I cut a 1½ inch piece off the end, so you have a piece that's 1½ by 1¾ oh no, sorry, I cut it at 1¾ and then this piece is 1½ by 2½. And then I also have a piece of the Petunia Pop shimmer, and I've put a piece of the double-sided adhesive on the back here, and I'll show you how I did that. And then I also have a piece of basic white to cut out the background for the happy birthday, and for that I'll be using the Wanted to Say dies. Now these dies are just amazing. So let me I have a little basket of crafty goodness here. So I've cut out a bunch of them already. So you can see here's Feel Better Soon. I was watching a movie one day and I thought, oh, I should be productive. So I just cut out a bunch of the dies. So Feel Better Soon, I have a couple of those. friend. No, this friend is from something else. Sorry. But the Feel Better Soon is from there. Here, I have another one. I've used a lot of these, so let me just shiver through here and see what I have. I have some happy birthdays cut out. Here's Celebrate. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, no, the You're Too Kind is from, yeah, You're Too Kind. A couple of those. Yeah, it's just to give you an idea. I guess I've used a lot of them. And then also the thanks. I did the same card with thanks in the shimmer, and this thanks is from this stamp uh, die set, and this is the add-on die set called Thanks and Beyond, and this is the add-on for the paper pumpkin for April to June. But in order to order these, you do have to be a paper pumpkin subscriber. And so you can order these. There's 16.50 in Canada, and there's four different dies. And these two dies layer together to create a two-dimensional butterfly with the wings. So very, very cool. So that's what this thanks is from. And then I just trimmed some black around the outside. Now I did use my brother's Scan and Cut to make the background, but you can just glue it onto a piece of black cardstock and just fussy cut around. So that's that. If you wanted to do thank you cards, that's the die set that I used. So let me just pop these back in here. This love is from the paper pumpkin add-on that was for the January to March paper pumpkin. So I always make a bunch of things and keep them, and then if I need to have a quick um, sentiment, then I have some that are already ready to go. I'll just pop these back in here. But today we're going to use the happy birthday one. So let me pop those back over here. So happy birthday. That's these two guys here. I'll just put these back. Okay, so to do this card, oh, and also we're going to use the matching ribbons that are in colors. Now the ribbons are not part of the starter kit, but definitely you could order them when you're placing your opening order, if that's what you feel like. If you love them as much as everybody else does, I think they're absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's do this part of the card first. So we have our two pieces of each color. So on this one, we're going to flip that piece to go like that. And actually, I have them this way on my card. No, I have it like this. And then this one, we're going to flip one like, I think I'm going to go that way. There. So there's our four pieces that are going to make up the front of our card. So let me just move the base out of the way here and grab some glue. So these are going to sit on here with just a little bit of a border in between, like that, and like that. Super simple. And this is a great way to use up scraps too. If you have coordinating scraps of any other kind of designer paper, it's a super, super way to um, use up your scraps because, designer paper isn't cheap. So it's a great way to get them, use up little pieces. I save all my little pieces, even a little strip, because you could put a strip on the inside of your card and it would just look so pretty. So I'm just gluing this down. Super, super pretty. Beautiful. I just stuck it in my hand. And that's like that. I love this. I love these colors. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. There. My husband and I went for a bike ride this morning. We got new bikes last fall, and the weather's been pretty crummy. And today it's beautiful, and it was 24 degrees at 7 o'clock this morning. And I said, we better go for a bike ride before it hits 30 or something awful, like, 30 degrees or more. So we did, and oh, it was just lovely. But I'll tell you, my are out of shape. That little bike ride Dickens stole. All right, so now I'm just gonna glue this down like this. I'm just gonna center that right on my card base like that. Carried away with the glue, but that's all right. And then I'm going to just grab my mini cut and emboss machine. So I have my mini here. Ooh, it's kind of loud. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the happy birthday one with all the detail, and I'm going to cut that out of the shimmer because I'm sure that I'll be making some more of these cards. Actually, I'll probably be making my thank you cards for the month of May, get those made. So here is our cutout of the shimmer. And then I'm going to cut out the base in the basic white. And what that will do is give you just the outline for the basic white. So let's go ahead and pop that in there. Nope. Okie doke. So this card basically has no stamping in it whatsoever. So it's a pretty easy, quick card to put together. All right, so now I'm going to pop this out. So there's my happy. There's my birthday. There we go. Now I find sometimes with the shimmer paper that you have to finesse it a little bit, especially if you have the double-sided adhesive on the back. It does kind of grab it a little bit. So let's take back the double-sided adhesive and oops. And we don't want that sticking. Ah, all right. Most of the time when you peel the backing off, the little pieces from the letters will go with the back of the adhesive sheet, but apparently this one doesn't want to do that. So here I've got my little bits and I'm just going to dump them in my little trash thing here. All right, so let me grab a pair of tweezers because I think it'll just be easier if I use my tweezers. So I'm just going to place the first part where I want it. Then I'm just going to ease the rest into place because it will stretch out. Sometimes it does kind of stretch out and you just want to ease it back into submission here like this. So there's the birthday. And let's peel off the happy. My little pieces didn't come out again. I'm just being obnoxious. There we go. Okay. So same thing, I'm just going to place my H where I want it there. This part of the paper didn't come off. There we go. There we are. Come on, work with me. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. So I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. Let's see, how long did I make this one? Bit like that. Just going to measure this so that you have an idea. I need to clean my scissors. They have glue all over them. All right, so here's a ruler. So that is about 7.5 inches. Just going to trim this one. It didn't trim very well. Fighting back because there's, you can see the glue, everything sticking to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab a piece of tear tape and let's see. I'm just going to pop some tear tape in here. And then I'm just going to fold it over on itself like so. There, like that. And then I'm going to put some more tear tape along the back. And just pop that right on the card. Like this. Actually, I probably didn't want... I'm just going to take this off. Because it's sticking to itself, and I kind of like the loopy business, so that's better. I should have put it lower, and I didn't. I'm going to take off the inside one and just do it like that. There, I think that's okay. And then this is going to go here, and I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. Grab a sheet of dimensionals here. These are all the mini. Oh, here. So here's a package of dimensionals to go onto here. Actually, I probably could have used the minis because this is kind of tiny in there. There. There we go. There we are. See, I should have left that tear and tape in there. I'm just going to pop a little piece right here. But I wanted the loop to look like a loop. There. There we go. Okay, so let's pop backings off the dimensionals. And there we go. Now, you could, if you wanted to, put some of the, where are they? Some of the in color gems. But seriously, with this shimmer paper, I really didn't think that you needed them. I put some on the first one and then I took them off because I just love the simplicity of this. And then on the inside, you can take a piece of cardstock that's 4 by 5 1/4. And this is where you would stamp if you wanted to stamp a greeting. Let's see. What stamp sets do I have here? We can use Hoping You Have the Best Day Ever from Countryside Birdhouse. Let's use that one. Oops. And I'm just going to grab my Petunia Pop ink. And pick up my stamp. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper and test the ink. Make sure that it's going to stamp nicely. And I managed to get ink all over everything. Where's my chamois here? So I'm not liking how it's stamping here. You can see it's a little mushy. So what I'm going to do is firstly clean my block. That's better. With a house full of cats, you have to be careful that you don't have cat hair on your stamp because it'll leave like a little hairy, stringy ink. There. See, this has a little piece of lint. There. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bone folder. Typically you should use like a disposable plastic spoon or something, but I can't find one. I thought we had a whole box of them, but darned if I can find one. So I'm using my bone folder, which it will leave marks on my bone folder, but c'est la vie. I do clean it right away, so it's not so bad, but you can see it's stained a little. So that's a little bit better. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe and give that a clean. There. Okie doke. So let's try that again. Now you notice I'm just very gently tapping. You don't want to smush your stamp right into the ink, because if you do, then you get a big icky mess. I used to follow, well, I still follow her. She's an American demonstrator, Connie Stewart, and she always says you have to kiss the bunny. So you just tap, kiss the bunny. That's better. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to stamp this on here. Now, if you find that you have difficulty getting your sentiment straight, there's no reason why you can't just put your sentiment on an angle. I have one customer who she just prefers to put her sentiment on an angle because it's less stressful. It's never wrong, you know? So if that's what floats your boat, yeah, why not? It's whatever works for you. And it's just a design element. So, it's not right or wrong. It's just the way it is. All right, so let's pop this on the inside. Hope you have the best day ever. And I'm just gonna pop that right in there. Super cute. So that's card number one. And as I said, here it is in all the different in colors. I just love the peach pie. Isn't that pretty? Super, super cute. I'm just gonna fix something here. There we go. I thought my screen was a little small. So here are, actually, I'm gonna move this to over here. Oh no, sorry. I'll move this one over here. That's better. There. Pretty, huh? Love them. All right, so, I was going to show you how to use the double-sided adhesive sheet. So let's do that before I forget, because I will forget. So let me grab a piece of, so here is a piece of the glimmer that does not have it on the back. So um, now if you were cutting out a whole pile of them, what I would do is take like a quarter of a sheet and just put a big piece of the double-sided adhesive sheet right on a big sheet. But because I'm only doing a little piece like this, I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just peel back this backing. And this is the sticky side. See? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up my corner and press it down. And then I'm going to trim this away. And then this part I can still use, but what I want to do, because I want adhesive all the way across the bottom, because you never know what you're going to be cutting out, right? Like it could be a bigger, if I was cutting out a bigger floral or something, I'm just going to lift this piece and then press down the backing again to the sticky part, and then I'm just going to trim off the sticky part. And I'm going to keep this because I can use this little sliver with a piece of ribbon or something. So this is still good. I don't throw it out. I'm going to keep that. This is garbage because it's got nothing on it. And then here I have my double-sided adhesive on the back. Oops. No, it doesn't want to peel. There we go. And you can actually see the adhesive there. Right. Okay. So then I'll keep this. I'm just going to pop it in with my other glimmer paper. And then now I have another sheet that's ready to go for when I want to um, do another card like this, or even, one of these with the thanks. This is the next card that we're going to be doing. Let's see if I can grab one. Here we go. So this is the next card that we're going to be doing. And I can use the shimmer to cut out my thanks. Isn't that stinking cute? Love that. Okay, so let's clean up from here. I'll pop that little thing in there. As I say, I don't throw out even the littlest piece because you can still use it with a piece of ribbon or, um, anything like that. All right, so I'm going to put these dies back in the package so they don't end up under the table or under a cabinet because you know who, Miss Georgie, will, what do I do with the package? Miss Georgie will like to throw them on the floor and then push them all over the basement. So let me just see if I can find here we are. There. All right. So my magnetic sheets that I have in here do not come with your dies. I do buy mine on Amazon, and there is a link in my non-Stampin' Up supply list with a link to my Amazon special things that I like to buy. And I do get a little bit of compensation for that. It's like an affiliate. So if you're looking for those magnetic sheets, feel free to click on that link. And it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help me out quite a bit. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be awesome. Okay, so that was our first card. Now for our second card, I'm redoing one that I had done a while ago. So I had done this one. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the die set. It's retired. It just retired like a month ago. But if you have this one, and darned if I can think of what it's called, but um, oops, I have a little piece of this didn't come out. There we go. Um, yeah, if you have a single floral that is like this, that you absolutely can do this card. Super, super simple. So let's see. We're going to do this one, and for this one, I used the Thoughtful Wishes dies. Yes, Thoughtful Wishes dies, and I used this little guy here. And so you really only need one die. So if you have a die that will fit on the dimensions that I'm going to give you, then, by all means, you can certainly use that one. And this is the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set that coordinates with that die set. These, I should show you these dies. They're absolutely stinking gorgeous. This one, I did a card. Let me grab it. There. I made this card the other day. Well, I guess a couple of weeks ago, using this die. And all I did was, this is Fresh Freesia, and I forget which designer series paper this is, but I would love to do this card and do a video on it. But what I did was, if you can see, is I took this floral and on the soft seafoam, I just stamped that floral all over the soft seafoam with soft seafoam ink. And then I used the Fresh Freesia and soft seafoam cardstock to create these, and I just cut them in half and then I just manipulated them the way I wanted them to lay. And then this is the Petunia Pop glamour paper, but it looks really good. Isn't that pretty? And then these gems are from the new In Color faceted gems, or sparkle gems, I think they're called. Somehow I've managed to lose my envelope insert, so let me just look it up. I can tell you exactly what they are. I had my catalog here a second ago. Let's have a look. There we are. So let's see. Yeah, the 24 to 26, 2024 to 2026 In Color Shimmer Gems. And that's number 163781. And they're $11.75 in Canada. And they're absolutely really gorgeous. It's these ones here. And this is them. As I say, I don't know what I did with the insert envelope part, but Probably ended up in the garbage. But aren't they pretty? Love them. Okay, let's get rid of that. We don't need this. All right, so let's get started. So to do this card, we are going to use, so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm using the thick white cardstock. And then I have, oh, I don't have, oh no, I'm right. Okay, no problem. So I have, let me grab my notes. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Okay. Oh, it was Timeless Charms that I used. This other flower was called Timeless Charms, this particular flower. So, okay. So what I need is you're going to need 2 pieces of each of the colors. And the first layer is a little bit bigger than the second layer. So the first layer of your colors are 1 3/4 by 4. So these ones are 1 3/4 by 4. And then I've cut out of the same colors 1 5/8 by 3 7/8. And they're going to sit on here, but I'm going to die cut my floral first. So let me take the smaller ones of each of these. And then we need this layer for our sentiment. So let me grab my die cutter again. So I'm just using the mini here today. And so the sandwich to cut, just a regular little die cut, you're going to use your little base plate, number 1, and then 2 layers of number 2. So I got a top one and a bottom one. So my bottom one, I always use the well-used one, and I try to keep the top one nice in case I have to cut like foil or something like that. So here's my die. Now this is a very close fit. This one's a little bit bigger than the one I used before. So I don't want it shifting around. I'm just going to grab a piece of washi tape, and I'm just going to actually tape it into place so that it doesn't shift when I'm cutting it out. So let me just pop that on there. So we're going to cut out the first one and run that through. There, so there's our first one. And I just want to be careful because it is so delicate. I'm just going to pop out everything that will pop out so I don't tear it because it's extremely delicate. There we are. So there's our first little floral. Isn't that pretty? So there's one. And then I'm going to do the next one. And I'm going to line this up because I want them to be obviously the same height from the top and the bottom, like the same distance from the top and the bottom. I mean, if it's not 100%, it's fine, but you want it sort of in the same neck of the woods, right? And again, I'm careful that I don't want to go over the ends, the sides, because this is a pretty snug fit. All right, so let's run through the second one. So there's our second one. Just let me take a picture here. Trying to be very careful here. I don't want to tear my flower. There we go. Out you come. There we go. There. So there's our second one. I want to be really careful taking the tape off because we need that as well. So now here's my third one. So I'm going to line that up. And same thing, I want it as close to the same position as the first one as I can. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'll just pop that on there. And again, I'll just run that through. So these little mini cutters are available also still in the blue and the white. And I must check. The blue one actually used to be less expensive than the white one. I don't know if that's still the case, but the blue is a limited edition. And it's available in the online store. So this is great. It's great for traveling. Sometimes when I do go to my daughter's place, I do bring it with me, but I just find honestly I don't have time to be crafting when I'm there. Okay, much as I would love. Here's our little base pieces. So I have Pretty in Pink, Fresh Freesia, and Petunia Pop here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay the skeleton, I guess, of this in here onto the coordinating colors. And I'm not going to glue it yet, and I'll show you why. And where's my other one here? Because the first one I did, these things are so flimsy, these little areas here, that I did lay this right on, uh, like to try, I glued this down first, and then, but these shifted, and then my flowers wouldn't fit in. So what I did the second time was I actually laid it down and made sure that my pieces fit before I glued anything there. So that now these pieces aren't shifted over and I don't have to worry about it not fitting. So I'm going to leave that kind of popped in there. And then I also learned this the hard way, is I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal and I'm just going to make rows all the way down. And, you know, I don't like to waste my adhesive, but you do want to make sure that it's going to be well glued down. So then now I'm going to line up there's about a 1/16 of an inch little border here. So I'm going to line it up. And then I'm just going to press everything into place. Oops, see, that one shifted. There we go. Beautiful. And there you have it. Super, super simple. Isn't that the cutest darn thing? All right, so let's do the next one. So for that one, I'm going to put the Pretty in Pink in the middle of the Fresh Freesia. And just wiggle everything into submission here. Make sure that it's going to line up well. This little guy here, that's my biggest little nemesis there. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to pick that up and then go ahead and put glue down. All right, same thing. I'm going to line up my bottom here with my 1/16 of an inch little border. And then just place everything in back in the little spots. There we go. So there's number 2. Isn't that super cute? Oh. Okay, so now number 3, our final one. So we'll kind of line that up. So you can see here how this one got a little bit damaged when I pulled it out. So that's why you want to be super careful um, when you're pulling it out. And then I'm just going to place the flower and hopefully it will just nestle right back where it needs to be. There we go. Yeah, it shifted over because I had torn it a little bit. Okay, in you go. There. Super cute. Okay, so let's put our glue on there. And again, this is more glue than you would normally use, but you want to make sure that everything is well adhered. Otherwise, your little flowers will pop up. So again, I'm going to line up my 1/16 of an inch little border. Ah, upright. There we go. There we go. Pop everything back in where it needs to go. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our 3 little sections. Isn't that lovely? So now we're going to take our card base, which again is the basic white thick. And then I'm just going to line these up like this. There we go, perfect. So let me grab some liquid glue. Now you could use your snail if you want to. I prefer liquid glue myself because it gives me a bit of wiggle room. So I'm just going to lay that on here. And I'm going to do the 2 outside ones first. And make sure that they're centered top and bottom. And then my center one. And that's going to sit right in there. There. Super cute. Just deciding, does this have sticky on it or does it not? I actually don't think it does. Doesn't feel like it. Okay. So, excuse me. I'm going to grab some of the double-sided adhesive again. And actually, no, I'm not. And I'll show you why in a second. I'm going to use the Thanks from the Paper Pumpkin add-on die. And I just need a piece of basic white scrap and my shimmer scrap. Couldn't find it, it was upside down. So let's go ahead and bring this guy in again, our little mini boss. So where's my, here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out of the shimmer. Right. So there's our Thanks in the shimmer. Then I'm going to cut it out twice in the white. And the reason I'm cutting it out twice in the white is so that it'll just give it a little bit more stability, and I'll show you what I mean when we do it. So go ahead and do the thanks the first time. And again, if you wanted to, you could use the double-sided adhesive, but with this one you kind of don't need to because it's a little bit thicker than the font itself is a bit thicker than the happy birthday one, so it's kind of not necessary really. All right, so let me just pop all this out. So you can see these dies have little holes, and that's so that you can take your pick tool and pop it out. Otherwise, sometimes you just feel like you're fighting a losing battle. All right, so I'm going to pop this one on here and run it through one more time. Sorry, man, that's really jiggling the table. Okay, so that's all we need for that. So let's pop this guy out. Okay, so I'm going to take my little glue bottle. Now these little glue bottles, I just get them on Amazon, but I use just my Tombow. This is my favorite glue in the whole world. This Tombow, the multi-purpose glue. I just love it. Um, I find it's not watery. It doesn't warp your paper. But with this little bottle, I find that I can just put little dots where I need them because I don't want a ton of glue. I don't want it smushing out all over the place. So I'm going to layer this white thanks on top of the other white thanks. And when you use the little bits like that, you don't have the seepage as if you had used the big bottle and you get more than you bargained for, right? So this is good like this. And then this, I'm just going to offset this a smidgen like this, just to give it some dimension. So I'm just going to put glue, basically same places as I did on the white one, but more at the top. I'm not necessarily going to put it on the bottom because it's going to be offset just a bit. Oops, see, I got some on the bottom there. Take that off. There. Okay, so I'm just going to offset that a little bit. Let's grab my silicone mat here. So let's just set that. So the reason I'm using a silicone mat is because the glue won't stick to the silicone mat, but it will stick to my my placemat here. So this is a neoprene desk mat that I just got it on Amazon. But the poor thing is getting so stained and full of glue. I thought I better start using my silicone mat again. I was getting lazy, lazy, lazy. Okay, so here's our card that we just made, and here's our thanks. And I'm not going to pop it up on dimensionals. I'm just gonna, I think with the 3 layers, it's probably got enough dimensions. So I'm just gonna put glue on it. And again, I'm not really going to use embellishments because of the glitter. Now you can, not to say that you can't, but for me, less is more. I tend not to, I'd rather have a little less of something on my cards than too much. Um, I just like simplicity more than anything. So that's kind of monochromatic. And but isn't that gorgeous? So simple, but absolutely gorgeous. And so will I stamp something in there? Why not? Let's stamp a little sentiment in there. Let me grab my Let's see, we could do I appreciate you with a little floral. Why don't we do that? So I haven't put my label on my stamp yet because I haven't used this one. So if you haven't done this before, I'm just going to show you. You just peel it out of your, um, they come like this, punched with the little backing. And then your labels come like this. So I'm going to do I appreciate you. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the backing off of my stamp. And then I'm going to take the carrier off the label. These are called cling stamps because they cling, I guess, to your what do you call it? Blocks. So now, obviously, when it's this kind of a shape, you want to make sure that you have it facing the right way because believe it or not, I have put one or two on upside down. So what I'm going to do now is, I wish I could zoom in, but this doesn't allow me to zoom in. So I'm just going to place it so that it matches the cutout part, and then I'm just going to very gently lay it down. And you want to make sure that you're putting it where you need to put it because let me tell you something. These things really stick to the stamp. And if you have it crooked, good luck trying to get it off to straighten it. It's not going to happen. So then now I can just peel this right off. And here I have a perfectly labeled stamp. Now what I do too, because these little buggers are really sticky and they can be hard to get off your block, I always put a little piece of washi tape on one end so that I can get my finger underneath to peel it up because I can't even tell you how many times. Oh, and especially if you're like me, sometimes I get lazy and I'll leave a stamp on a block overnight. Well, if you don't have that little piece of washi tape so that you can help start lifting it, good luck getting it off of there. You'll have to use your take your pick tool or a little craft knife or something because it's just not coming off. All right, let me grab a block. So let me put that on a block. And then I was going to put this little floral. Should I put this one or should I put this one? See, I have washi tape on all these. Um, let's see. I think I'm going to do this one. So, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So let's see. What color will we use? Let's use, well, I guess Petunia Pop. Everything else is in Petunia Pop. Did I still have that out? Or did I put it back? No, I still have it out. So let's find it. Let's find it somewhere in this crazy mess that we have here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we're going to use this one. Let me grab a block to put it on. Is it going to fit on there? Yeah. And a piece of paper to just test it on. I always do a test stamp when I'm stamping because, again, like before, if your ink needs to be sort of shimmied around on the stamp pad, you want to make sure that it's well distributed, especially a new stamp pad because they're quite juicy when you first get them. And let me see what this looks like stamped off. So stamp and then stamp off. I don't know. I like them both. Oh, I might do both together. Let's try that. So stamp and then stamp off. Maybe. Third generation? Maybe. Little undecided. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp this off like this. I don't think I like that. There, I like that. That's better. So second generation, third generation. And then, now I haven't used this one before, and typically I clean my stamps before I use them the first time. Let's give that a quick wipe. I'm just wiping it on my thing like this, just in case there's any residue from the manufacturing. Make sure it's dry. So I moved that. My U is smudging. Why is that? You know what? I'm going to clean this, and I think my washi tape is causing it to curl. Hold on a sec. I bet you I won't be able to get that washi tape off of there. Oh no, here it comes. So I think I'm going to put the washi tape on this side. Try that and see if it makes a difference. Yep, huge difference. You can see here, it was curling a little bit and I was getting always a little smudge on the U. So I moved the washi tape to the other side and stamped it, and it's perfect. Yep, no more problems. Okay, beauty. All right, so I'm going to stamp that right here. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so there's card number 2. Isn't that sweet? Love this. Okay, let's clean our stamps. Okay, so that's card number 2. Next, we are going to do the cutest card ever. So here's the card that we're going to be doing. Ta-da! Isn't that so cute? I love this. Okay, so, and to do this, I'm going to be using this Frames and Flowers paper. Now this paper, I can't even tell you. It is absolutely gorgeous. So how many sheets are there? There's 6 pieces. Let me just pull them out. So one of them, this is one of them, and this is the one that we're going to be using for the birdhouse. And that's the other side of it. Isn't that stinking gorgeous? And then you have 2 sheets of these punch outs. Now, mine is getting kind of myrtleized, but there's these beautiful wreaths and leaves and little floral elements. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really, really pretty. And you get 2 sheets of that. Oops. And look at this one, even has like a label on it. And then there's these punch out flowers. There's little flowers that you can punch out as well. And then there's this one, which has like card fronts on it. And these punch out ones are one-sided, but look at this. Look how pretty that is to make a card front. It just pops out. It's all laser cut. Aren't they beautiful? This one you could do like a window shaker card. This one you could do a shaker card. Really, really pretty. I absolutely love this. Oh, and here's a better look at the sheet that has the other punch outs in it. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. And then this is similar to the other one, but it's got more of, I'm going to say pretty in pink. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty in pink, the background on this one. Really, really pretty. And then this is the same as the one that we used. Or is it? No, the other one that I used did not have the flowers on it. So this one has flowers on it, but it's similar to the one that we're going to use. And then that would be the other side. And this is the other side of that other one. It just looks very suede-y almost. Aren't they beautiful? So that is called, what's it called again? Frames and Flowers, and it's 12 by 12, and you get 6 sheets altogether. And mine, as I say, mine is starting to show a little wear here. So I'm going to grab one of these corners because I want to put that on the inside of the card. And then we'll decide what florals and stuff we're going to use later. So let me pop all of this out of the way. And then I do have, oh, I need to grab a piece of basic white. I'll grab a basic white. So I have a piece of basic white here, and I'm going to score it. Where's my trimmer? I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I think that'll be big enough. So 4 1/4. Yeah, it should be. And so I'm going to fold it at 4 1/4. Now we're not going to use this whole thing, obviously, but I do need my dies for the birdhouse. Oh, and my die is still over here. So in order to create this birdhouse that opens like this, I'm going to lay my birdhouse frame so that this part of the roof is not quite, it's laying against the fold. I get rid of this washi tape here. It's in the way. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to lay this so that the cutting line, the cutting part, is just outside. And you can feel it because I'm pushing against it and it won't go any further. So I know that that's where I need it to be. So I'm going to set it up again. And then I'm just going to anchor that so that it doesn't move when I cut it out. So let me grab my bigger boss. And on this machine, base is much thicker. So I'm using my cutting base #1. And then I'm using my thin die adapter, which is plate #2. And then a cutting plate #3. That's something on there. #3. And again, you can see one is well worn and the other one, I try not to cut on it. So this is going to go through like this. And just make sure that hasn't shifted. It did move a little bit. There. Okay. And I'm going to cut this out like this. All right, so there's my little birdhouse. You can see it opens on the roof like that, beautiful. And then I'm going to take my die and I'm going to cut out a piece of the designer series paper. And I have a piece here. I don't know if this one's going to be big enough. This is left over from when I made my prototype here. We'll see. Is that going to fit on there? It is. Perfect. I'll do it this way. Oh, just fits. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to put my top plate on there. and just run that through. All right, so that's that done. Now, what I should have done earlier is I should have stamped my birdhouse first. So let's see how that's going to work. Now it is photopolymer, so you can see through it. I may have to redo it. So let's flip it over, and I'm going to pick it up. This is the E block, the bigger block. Um, and yeah, if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. There, it's better. And I stamped the birdhouse part in Pretty Peacock. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I may have to redo this because I don't know how accurate I will be. And cross your fingers. Hold your breath. Here, I don't know, can you see? All right, and what else? Oh, I also need the clouds from the Playing in the Rain dies. Now these are in the catalog, but they have a cute little set of clouds here that we're going to be using. So it's one die and it cuts out all three clouds at the same time. Excuse me. So I'm going to take a piece of this. Will this fit on here? It will not. Let's see my scraps. I have a little scrap pile right here. Oh, let's use this. Okay. So let's get these out of the way. And I'm going to cut out two sets of these clouds. Now, I want to try something. I'm going to cut them out this way. And just use my little mini, which I have right here. My mini boss. Because what I want to do is put, not that it's going to matter, but I want to have two layers of the clouds. So I want to cut one way and one the other way. So I'm going to try that and see if it makes a difference. It may or may not. I actually don't know. All right, so let's cut out one set of clouds. So here are our three clouds. And then I'm going to flip my paper over and cut them out this way so that they're the reverse. Oh, did you see what I did? So they came out this way. Here, so came out this way. So I'm going to flip my paper over and then I'm going to cut out a set this way. And you'll see why in a minute. It may or may not even work. I don't know, but we'll try. Okay, so all right, so there's our other three clouds. So we can get rid of this and put my die away so I don't forget where it comes from. Now, most of Stampin' Up's dies, just in case if you never knew that, here is the number of the die set. Can you see that? 160550. So if you ever find a die with a part number on it and you cannot for the life of you remember where it came from, and instead of doing what I've done in the past, is go through every bloody catalog that I had to try and see if I could match it up. Now they don't all have die like numbers on them. The little tiny ones don't. But if you had, say you had this one and you couldn't figure out for the life of you where it came from, if you just go on to Stampin' Up's website and type in this number, and it'll show you that it came from the Playing in the Rain. It's part of Playing in the Rain because that's the part number for Playing in the Rain. Whoops, 160550. Okay, just a little tip there. All right, so let's get rid of that. What else do we need? Oh yeah, we need another piece of scrap, and we're going to cut out the happy birthday again in the basic white. Oops, wrong one. And then I cut it out of my card base is Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to find another scrap of Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to cut out the happy birthday from this. Now, I just want to show you what I did because I don't know what I was thinking. But yesterday, when I had the double-sided adhesive on it, I should have cut from this side so that the adhesive's on the back. But for some reason, I had a brain fart and I cut it out with this way, which means the adhesive's going to be on the front, which is no good to me. So just, I thought I was going to cut this off and throw it out, and I thought, nope, I'm going to show you guys. So you want to make sure that the adhesive's on the back when you're cutting out. So let's grab another piece of this adhesive sheet. And I do have some ink on this side, so I'm going to put the adhesive sheet on this side so that this is the front on this particular piece. So let's grab a piece of that, and I'm just going to peel some of this off. How big do I need that? A little bit bigger. Kind of like that. And I'm going to just place that right here. Because that's all I need. So I'm going to trim that off. And I'm going to trim it here. And trim off this. And again, keep this piece because you can use that for ribbon or for a little strip of designer paper or something. Don't throw these little bits out because you can use them. So this I'm going to throw out. And this carrier sheet, I don't need that anymore. And this is going to go back in my package for the next one. All right, so make sure you cut it out on the right side. So let's see. I've got my happy birthday is going to go here. And then this one will not fit on there. So let's grab a different piece of basic white. I guess this is big enough. So we can put that one on there. And I'm going to trim this so that it'll fit on the baby boss. So let me grab my baby boss again. Ooh, let me just clean this before I get ink all over my card base. That will really tick me off. That's better. Yeah, you don't want to be getting ink on your card base. Sometimes you can fix it with an embellishment and sometimes you can't. Oh, and look. Yeah. Not cool. Where's my baby white? Okay. All right. Okie doke. So let's grab this guy again. So I can cut both of these out at the same time. So make sure that that's centered on there and that this one is centered on here. So if you don't have these wanted to say dies. I'm telling you, this has to be one of the most used die sets I have. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble this part, and then we'll put the birdhouse together. So let's peel the backing off. There, that's better. So this pulled out most of the um, little bits. I just have these two things here. And I'll grab my tweezers again. I'm really stuck here. Okay. And again, I'm just going to line up the H first and pop that there. Super simple. Okay, and now we'll do the birthday. Ah, I tore it. Darn. Never done that before. Well, never fear. This is what we will do. This one is really giving me a hard time. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the inserts here. Come on, there we go. Okay, so I am going to take my tweezers, and this time, I guess I'll start at the Y because I managed to break it. So let's line up the Y. There. Okay, and then we'll take the rest of this. I cannot believe I tore that. But you know what? It's fixable. It's okay. All right. So I think what I'll do, because I want the T and the H to line up, I'm going to line those up. There. Beautiful. Can't even tell, except that I got a cat hair in there. There. You can't even tell that I broke it, so it's good to go. So let's get rid of these. And then now what I want to do, what I did uh, yesterday when I was making this one is I took a little bit of, let me grab my scrap paper here that I had. I took a little bit of the I was gonna say pecan party. No, no, no. Pretty peacock and a brush, blending brush. Oh, what happened to my, oh, there, okay. And then what I did was I just put a little bit of ink on the clouds, tiny bit. And I don't want a lot of ink on them, just a bit of color. I'm finding that's even a little bit too much color, but um, that's the smallest one, and then the medium one. There, just a little bit like that. And then on my birdhouse, what did I do with my birdhouse? I actually took a little bit of the peach pie. Was it peach pie? No, it was not peach pie. It was petal pink. And because this is petal pink, I just took a little bit of the petal pink, like my nails are petal pink. And I did the same thing, but just like on the birdhouse, just a little bit of color because I just thought that the gray was a little bit muted. So I just went in and did a little bit of coloring. Not much, like I don't want it to look colored necessarily. I just thought that the gray was a little bit blah. So I just put a little bit of the, um, what's this again? Petal pink on there. So let's put these two guys up here so I don't transfer ink onto anything because that would really ruin my day. And then we can start to assemble our card. So for our card base, I'm picking off all these little bits that are sticking to me. I am very inky. I don't usually get this inky when I'm stamping, but okay, so I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to fold it. I have it folded. And I'm just going to burnish my crease here a little bit. And so I'm going to take the bird. Oops, I just got paper on my bird. So I'm going to take my bird and I'm going to take this flower. I used the other flower the last time. I used this one. But I think I'm going to try it with this one today. It's stinking cute. And I just put them both on a block. And I need my scrap paper back. And I'm going to grab my Lost Lagoon ink. Now you could do this in the pecan, or I don't know, I have pecans on the brain here. In the peacock, pretty peacock. But I think the tone on tone looks really pretty. And I'm using in the for this, I used the Lost Lagoon as well. So I'm just using Lost Lagoon, but I'm going to stamp it off first. I haven't used this one yet, and I hadn't cleaned it. There, it's coming around. Okay, so now I'm just going to randomly, do I want to stamp it off? Yes, I think so. So I'm going to stamp it off and then just randomly stamp. No, you know what? I'm not going to stamp it off. I wonder if I can line that up. This is too pale. Cross your fingers. Oh, I did it. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly stamp this. Like that. And I'm leaving space in between because there's a really cool dotted stamp that I want to put kind of in between. So we're going to go ahead and do that too. This way. There. Okay. So let me grab a block for that stamp. And I'm just going to fill in between here with these dots. That looks nice. Looking good. Okay. There. And I don't need to go crazy in the middle because it's going to be covered up with the birdhouse anyhow. So, but I don't want any like bald spots here. There, that looks pretty good, I think. Not bad. All right, so get that out of the way. So I should have used actually Lost Lagoon on my clouds instead of the Pretty Peacock, but it's too late now, so whatever. All right, so let's put our card together. So the first thing I want to do is glue the house together. Isn't this so cute? I love it. Okay, so let's fix that there. Beautiful. So there's our little house. Now, one thing I want to do that I didn't do when I was doing this yesterday is I had it all together and then decided I wanted to put something on the inside here. So let's go ahead and do that before I get that glued in, and then it's going to be really awkward. So I'm going to use Hello Friend. Grab a little block here. So I have my Lost Lagoon ink. I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to test it. It's good. Okay. So now it's going to be hard for me to do it straight because my eyeball automatically wants to go to this. So if you want to do it on an angle, go right ahead. But I'm going to do my best. Oh, look at what I just did. Okay, I got to cover that with something. There, I fixed it. Okay, so that's, oh, you know what? I'm going to take that, let me just clean this. Look at what a mess. Jeepers. I always tell my customers, don't do this. And there was me doing this. Okay, so I'm going to, where's my, just put a few little um, dots on here. Or do I? No, you know what? I'm going to put a flower. Where's my flower? I'm going to put this little flower that I had on the other one yesterday. Isn't that cute? I love that. Very, very cute. So, where will we put that? Right here? Yep. Perfecto. All right. So now we can start putting our house together. And the first thing I want to do, where's my silicone mat here? Let me just close this guy. Find my silicone mat, which could be almost anywhere. Darn. Oh, here it is. I was going to say, I just had that darn thing. All right. So I'm going to take my clouds and I'm going to take the biggest one and I'm going to glue it under here. Now, this design, I didn't create this. I saw Jennifer McGuire, who is a card maker online, and she had something similar with a much bigger card kit, like a much bigger um, house. It was like a bigger house. But I thought, oh, we have this little birdhouse. How stinking cute is that? Okay, so I'm gonna pop this on here. And her clouds were like, triple the size of this one, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna take the medium one, or should I put the small? Maybe I'll put the small one on this time. And let's try and just lay it out. So this is gonna be like this. And then this guy is gonna be here. And then this guy is gonna be here. No, I kind of like it the way I had it before. I'm gonna put this one like this. And then this one up here. That's kind of cute. Now, what you want to do before you start gluing stuff is grab an envelope and make sure that it's going to fit in your envelope. Because that would be a real stinker if you got it finished and then it was like an eighth of an inch too big for your envelope, right? So it does fit. So let's go ahead and finish gluing our clouds here. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue in this corner. I got a little heavy-handed with the right. And then this one's going to go under here. Super cute. All right, so I'm going to flip these over. And while I don't really need to do this, now Jennifer did hers with, she did double clouds because um, her clouds were freestanding. She didn't have a background like we have a background on our card. She didn't have it. She had it free with the clouds floating around. But because I'm putting these up on dimensionals, I do really want this the extra stability. So I am going to glue my clouds um, together. And so I thought if I glued them, if I cut one side one way and the other side the other way, that they would have, like, you can see when you use die cut dies, sometimes you get that little like edge. So I thought if I cut them in opposite sides, then one side would match and not have that, but I was wrong. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to cover up the big one because I want to cover up like this edge. Now, again, she did hers this way because her clouds were free forming and you would see it from the back. You're not going to see these from the back. So honestly, it doesn't matter what order you do it in. I just want to do it so that they're a bit more stable because I'm going to put dimensionals under the clouds. And then this one's going to go like that. Or is it? No, it's going to go like that. Okay, so ink, or not ink, this is glue, Lisa. So glue and more glue. So that's going to pop right on there. There, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to have a drink. I started a nutrition challenge this week. I have to drink 4 liters of water a day. I'm going to tell you something. I struggle. That is a lot of water. 4 liters of water a day. Whew. All right. Okay. So what we want are some of these elements to go behind our birdhouse. Now, I was looking at this. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. But we have these. Oh, this is pretty. Let's use some of that. And this is cute, but it's huge. Unless we did it like this. Unless we do it kind of like that. I guess that's all right. And then have this over here. Because, I mean, birdhouses are in trees, right? And let's grab one of these. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, get rid of that one. And what else do we have? Oh, we could use this little flower, I guess. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. All right, let's start putting this together. Let's see what we have. So if we put that under here, like that. And we want to make sure it's going to fit on our card base. So let's put our card base under here and do this. Can you see? Yeah. All right, so let's see. That's going to sit around there. So we could put this one here. Oh, this is going to be on dimensionals too, don't forget. And then this can go here. Uh, hmm. I don't know. Have this under here like that. That looks okay. What else have I got? Oh, you know what? I could cut one of these apart. Cut, cut this like this. Yeah, that looks okay. And then there's these little orange flowers. We could grab a couple of those. That looks all right. Why don't we do that? Okay, so I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on here just to give it some pizzazz. And I had a Wink of Stella out earlier. There. So I'm just going to go ahead and Winkify this. So all Wink of Stella is an alcohol-based glimmer pen. There's little bits of glimmer in there in a, I don't know what the solution is to be honest with you, but it's alcohol-based, I know that much. And then the glimmer, the glitter, just lands on the paper and stays there. I'll show you the difference. So you can see the happy has a little bit of glimmer and the birthday is flat. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that takes nothing but a second to dry because it is alcohol based. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle because it's going to hang off of the treehouse, birdhouse, treehouse, whatever kind of house. There. Must have cut this one out of Pretty Peacock because look at how dark it is. That must have been Pretty Peacock. That's all right. There. And I think I'm also going to put some Wink of Stella on these flowers here. And there we go. Look at the glimmer. It's subtle, but it's there. Really, really pretty. Love it. All right, so that's the outside of our card. Oops, I'll let that dry. So that's the outside of our card. Now for the inside of the card, I took one of those corner things out of the punch out part of that paper. And I have a piece of basic white cardstock that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to glue that right in the center. But first I'm going to do my stamping. I don't want to glue it. Never glue anything until you're finished with your stamping, because you know what? That'll be the time that your stamping goes haywire, and then you've already glued your element and you don't have another one. So I'm going to grab a bigger block and I'm going to use Hoping You Have the Best Day Ever from the Country Birdhouses. Oh, I can't tell you how much I love this. And I'm not a birdhouse kind of like we've had birdhouses in the past and they really didn't do anything for me. But this one, I don't know, it just called my name. Beauty. Okay. Now, if I was doing a bunch of these, um, I would use my stamparatus because theoretically, I would stamp over that twice. It's a little like, I don't know. I like it a little bit crisper. So I would stamp it twice and I would use my Stamparatus to do that. If you are unfamiliar with what a Stamparatus is, we don't sell them anymore, but it's like a MISTI. So here's a MISTI. So what I would do is, just grab a piece of cardstock just to show you. Now, I just got this at a local craft shop. I'm pretty sure you can get them on Amazon. You can get them everywhere. So let me take the bird because it's tiny. So what I was talking about is double stamping it is first, let me clean this. No, you know what? Let me do the sentiment because that was what I was unhappy with. So let me clean that. Now, I don't typically use baby wipes on my stamps because they leave lint, but you know, I'm in a pinch. I need a bigger piece. Is that gonna fit on there? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna use this. And so this is the MISTI. So you've got it comes with a magnet, which I should have put tape on because now I can't get the darn thing off. Here we go. Comes with a magnet. So then I would take my stamp. Now with photopolymer stamps, it's very easy to manipulate them and have them not go straight. So what I do is I let it fall and let it relax. And then I'm going to pick it up with my MISTI. Now, because it is photopolymer, I should be using this, which is like it's a spongy little background because photopolymer doesn't have the spongy backgrounds like the rubber cling stamps do. So let's put that back. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to lay that on there, pick up my stamp. Now, what you want to make sure though, when you're doing something that you're going to be double stamping is on every stamp, you want to make sure that your medium, whether it's paper or cardstock, whatever, is in the same position both times. So I'm making sure that I push it into the corner because if it shifts even a little bit, you're going to get a double stamp. It's going to, you're going to have like a little echo, which you don't want. Now, I am not at a very good angle here, and I have ink friggin' everywhere. So let me get that off. All right. So I'm going to stamp it. But you see, it's light. So I'm going to push everything back in the corner and I'm going to stamp it a second time. There. So you can see immediately that I have a better stamp. See, it's just a little bit darker, a little bit clearer, a little bit more crisp. So that's why I really, really love having a stamping platform like this. It doesn't have to be the Stamparatus because we can't get them anymore. And you know what? I've seen them on eBay, and people are asking ridiculous prices for them just because they're obsolete. We can't get them. But and watch your prices on the MISTI too, because I've seen them anywhere from, I paid under $100 for mine, and I've seen them on Amazon and different places for like over $200. So really, really, really like watch your prices and shop around. And sometimes it's even cheaper to, well, you could buy them used. I always worry about buying tools that are used because people don't take care of things the way that I do. And I get a little bit, particular. But yeah. But anyway, it's a great tool. And I'm going to clean off my stamp before I transfer ink anywhere here. So yeah, so if you find that you constantly have issues with your stamps not coming out clear or whatever, then think about investing in one of those stamp platforms and do a couple of different like applications of the ink and you will find that you'll be happier with the results. Okay, let's clean up some of this mess and put our card together. So this is our card internal side here. Boy, I'm heavy-handed with the glue today, aren't I? Whew. All right, so that's going to pop right in there in the middle. See what I mean? Oof, too much glue. Okay, so there is our little card. Stinking cute. I just, I love this. Okay, so let's go over what we have done today. Over there. All right, so here was our card number 3. Stinking cute. Card number 2. And card number 1. So these two, just who are using the want to say dies. Um, and then this one, this thanks is from the Paper Pumpkin add-on die set, but you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber um, to order that. So just to recap too of what's happening is here is my May host code. So if you place an order between now and Friday using this host code and it's $60 or more, I will send you the kits for these 3 cards. Uh, now I cannot, I won't be cutting out the die cuts, but if you have a floral die cut that you can use, I will be sending you all of the paper elements that you need to do those cards. Um, and the other thing is tomorrow, Tuesday, May 21st, is free shipping for 24 hours only on orders in Canada of over $100. Now, if you do place an order and you don't have a demonstrator, could you please, use my host code? And actually, that way you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting a free shipping. So, free shipping for 24 hours tomorrow. And then, yeah, if you use my host code and you place an order over $60 with me, I will send you these card kits. And also a reminder that if you have been toying with the idea of becoming a demonstrator, this is a super, super, super duper starter kit special. So you pay $135. You choose $165 worth of anything you want out of anything that is current, whether it's kits, whether it's tools, anything in that are current with Stampin' Up! Right now. And they will automatically send you this starter kit, which is valued at $112.75. So that I did the math the other day. It's $277 worth of product for $135, no tax, no shipping. So now, having said that, there is no shipping on Tuesday anyway, so you may want to, figure it out so that you can get 2 orders with shipping if you did this one today, and then you have your demonstrator number and you can go ahead and place a second order tomorrow and not pay shipping on that one either. It's a big ask. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for spending time with me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed these, and take care. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye now.